All right, welcome back. We're answering questions on any question you might ask me about. And we're also, the question right now is about supervision. So if you want to ask me a question, go to rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Okay? All right, thank you. Okay, well, continuing on, I'm going to cover the last bit of this surveillance teaching I was doing as a supervisor. Told you in the previous video that we had a competitive thing, and I gave away little cars. You know, gold for one, silver for second, pink for third, and nothing for fourth. This is a thought I had. I forgot. This isn't, Warner Brothers Studios. My mind is going a mile a minute here. One last thing. Okay, so I don't know, maybe 6 months later, I'm working on a case, and I happen to go down to this division that won the gold car. Just happened to be there because they had a gasoline pump. And when you work plain clothes, undercover cars, you need gas, and you don't buy it. Normally, don't buy it at gas stations. If you're in the city, you go to a division. Well, I went to this division to put gas in my car, and I thought I'd go into the narco office just to use the phone and whatever. So I'm in there because I know most of the narcs. So I go in there, and it's a nice sized room with a dozen guys in there, and I know the top step. Hey, how's it going? How are you? Hey, And of course he sees me, and last time he saw me was 2 months earlier. Hey, that was a great class. Okay, fine. So I get on the phone. I'm on the phone, and I don't want to sound dramatic. I'm on the phone calling, and I'm sitting there waiting. I'm on hold. I look around. I look over there on the wall, and here is somebody built a wooden plaque for this gold car, and somebody made a brass plate and put it above the car. So you got the plaque, and you got a little shelf. I'm talking a little shelf about this, this wide, because the car's only this big. Okay, it's like a matchbox size. Sitting on the shelf, and then on top it's got their division name, and it's got this little brass placard, champion surveillance, number one, first place. They gave the date. I look at it, like I almost dropped my phone. Oh my gosh! So I get off the call and I go to the top. I get up and hit the top step. Goes, hey, I like that, huh? He goes, yeah. So and so is a woodworker. Guys, really like that. Oh, you told us we're number one. So hey, show it. I go, oh my gosh! He goes, people come into a very bland office. And they see this, they all walk. It gravitates to it because it's a very vanilla offices. It's just desks and police orders on the wall, and it's just you don't even look at any of it. But something like this, everybody goes to it. And of course, we brag about it. Oh my gosh! So that's the end of my surveillance teachings for now. I don't know if I'll come up with more later. I don't want to burden you with that, but I want you to know what I was doing. Did it as a detective, now did it as a supervisor, and you get more clout doing it as a supervisor, more respect because they know this it's coming from a sergeant or a supervisor and just some lowly detective, which I don't understand that. I think if you're trying to gather knowledge and get information from someone, an instructor, who cares who it is? But there is a chain of command and hierarchy, so people look at it that way. It's okay. Anyway, so now I'm running my squad, doing this. Things are going on pretty good, and then our department reorganizes, and when they say reorganize, that means they downsize. In the sense of the extra units. They call them extra units. Narcotics is pretty much at the whim of the chief of police. He can withdraw the whole unit, he can modify it. It's not like, let me get off here. Any department, I should say most big departments, the city council, whoever runs it, they mandate, and so does the manual or the order of the day, or whatever. I'm trying to get the word here, it'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, it mandates how many uniforms will be deployed citywide. It says how many uniformed officers we're going to have per division, how many black and whites, how many super, all delineated, the proper numbers. Okay, and that's you can't change that. That's in the I can't think of the word. It'll come to me anyway. It's an administrative word they use in our department. It'll come to me in a minute. By charter. I'm sorry. Thank you. City charter. So you can't change that. So the chief comes in. He's got that number. It is stable, but everything else the chief can change. Vice. Anything that's not uniform. So he can vice detectives, narcotics, that's all at the whim of the chief. Detectives not really, because you want to have a bureau to handle crimes, but if they have to pull people from there to do something else, they will. Okay, whereas patrol, you're not supposed to. Some chiefs have, some really weak chiefs that have pulled from patrol. The last place you want to pull from patrol. That takes care of the public. You don't want to do that. So narcotics is one of the ones that they can maneuver around. So they decided they wanted to downsize narcotics. I told you earlier, they took some positions out, and so our squad was one of the squads that got affected. Our squad was disbanded. In other words, we weren't fired, but we were reassigned. And they wanted to put us in a different unit because that unit was lacking. They had some squads they felt they didn't need to have out there. We were one of them. Okay, and that's just the way it goes. And so I had about 23 years on at that time. So we were eliminated as a surveillance squad. Okay, so now we moved on. And I don't know where we were going. We all looked at each other. Well, then the captain decided to move some people and move some other people. And so the 4 guys that worked for me, he stuck them out in the San Fernando Valley to supplement some detectives out there, okay? And that left me and my boss, okay? Where do we go? And he's top step, so he has to be in charge of a lot. And I'm just one of many mid-levels, but the top steps is almost mandated. They have to be in charge of something. How do you pay someone that kind of money, a top step detective, and pretty much be in charge of himself? Why? Why bother? So they sent him to an information unit, okay, which handles all kinds of, it's a clearinghouse for all kinds of information from any crime you can think of. People call there and they get, officers call there from all over the city, all over the county. So they sent me with him, okay, and I didn't ask to go with him. I go where I'm told. I'm a good soldier. I'm an ex-Marine. I don't volunteer for anything. My dad told me that when I was a young guy. But they tell me to go, I go. I do the best I can when I'm there, and then somebody will come and take me off, and I go somewhere else. I don't sit there and go, I want to go there. I don't want to go there. Most of the time, you don't have that choice. And this time, I just went with my boss. It worked out really well because again, I'm with him, and it was nice. Okay, so there's what happened. We became a new unit, and not new unit. We filled up a supplemental unit. Okay, now we get more politics here. We get the downside of this. Okay, so I go into an office. There's about a dozen civilian, about half ladies, civilian supervisors on one of this big office, and then there's 8 of us, all mid-level detectives, working for the top step in this other office. And our job is to help the civilians, because calls are coming in, to call back agencies to coordinate. And another big call was when we get calls from our department to go out and help people that have made an arrest and they're stuck. They don't know what to do. They get a complicated arrest. They go to a motel or they make a stop in a car, and even their sergeants are kind of like, I don't want, so they want to make sure they do everything legal. They don't want to have the case, do a complicated case, and have it thrown out in court. They want to make sure it's legit and all that good stuff. So we're the top unit. Again, I told you, they were the top tier. All these other divisions are below. We're the people to go to. We're the resource people. So we did that a lot. I'll get into that a little bit later. So the 8 guys, top step, and 7 mid-level like me. Okay. Go off on a side thing here. All the mid-level guys are trying to look good so they can make top step. To make top step, you take an interview with 3 captains and you get promoted, okay? In our division, it was probably, I was guessing the other night, I guess somewhere around maybe 35 in our division, top step detectives. Yeah, there's 18 narcotic units, that's 18 top steps, then you have a bunch of guys inside, you have a bunch, okay, so I'd say about maybe 35 top steps. There's probably maybe 180 mid-level guys like me, okay? 160, and people, wow, that's a lot. Well, we have a department of 9,000, and kind of isn't, but anyway. And then below us, we'll have anywhere from 2 to 250 guys that are detectives, first-level detectives, policemen, and all that. Canine guys, which are policemen, and all kinds of stuff. So that's the kind of the number ratios. Okay, so you can imagine the 170. I'll give it 170 of us are looking to make top step, and there's only a few spots available. So everybody's kind of looking. Okay, there's different levels. Like I could care less. I did my job. I'm a mid-level. I will go take my promotional oral whenever it comes up, but I'm not gonna step on anybody. I've seen that to get there. Had a sergeant advice, step on people to get there. I'm not gonna backstab people. I'm just gonna do my job. It comes, it comes. There's other mid-level guys that are scheming to get their name on a list somewhere, or trying to get their name on some lieutenant's mouth, trying to get their name on paper, you can see what's happening here. They're all trying to push you out of the way to get to the front of the line, and so it's too bad. We're all human beings, and that's what happens. Okay, so I'll give you a classic one. I hope I don't take up too much of your time here, but you got to know what goes on here. Okay. We had all these civilian ladies, and our unit worked on the weekends because it was a 24-hour. Well, it was an 18-hour a day operation. Okay, and in the weekends it just had a skeleton crew of maybe like 4 ladies, because it's all ladies in there, and then they had 1 supervisor for them, and then 1 detective. And so it's overtime. So I'd volunteer for a Saturday. That'd be cool. Make a little extra time. I have nothing to do all day, so I go over there and I work on Saturday. Well, there was a lady in there trying to skim this over. There was a lady in there that was kind of obnoxious, kind of like, not a supervisor. She's obnoxious. Supervisor was not there that day, which she was. So she's kind of like, thinks she's running the show, which she really isn't, but she's loud. I guess the loudest mouth, and largest body. She was built 4x4. Okay, but anyway, very obnoxious lady. And so we had a line in there. It was a 1-800 line that people could call in about narcotic stuff, okay, for the public. Well, she's on that line a couple times. I'm looking at it because the line lights up. I'm at my desk, And she's talking on the phone about, groceries and stuff. So finally, after the second time, I go up to her and say, excuse me, yeah. So, that line here is supposed to be for incoming calls only. You're not supposed to really use. We got all these other lines you can use. I'm trying to be really nice. That's my kid. Oh no, that's my effing kid. Okay. Whoa, you got to tell her she's sick. And she started jumping around in my case. So I go, oh, okay, well, fine. I'm not her supervisor, but I noted it, and I will tell her supervisor Monday. So she walked away all pissed off. Okay. What did I do? I'm just trying to correct her. I'm supposed to be supervisor here. Okay, fine. So Sunday, one of those guys that goes, hey, how you doing? Okay, how are you? How's your family? How's everything going? That's the kind of, he works Sunday. Another level, same like me. Okay, and I didn't know this was going on. I'm just doing my job. Okay, so apparently him and 4x4, I'm calling her 4x4. Okay, we're pretty close. So she tells him how I was jumping all over her case. I didn't. They even had some girls in there that watched it, and they even later on told the supervisor, me, he just told her not to use the line. That's all it was. She's the one that got bent out of shape. Okay, so now here it comes. This other detective, we have logs. We have logs we have to submit to the lieutenant every Monday morning from the weekend. You got to put in there, nothing unusual. I look at the log, and 27 calls came in, blah, blah, blah. Nothing unusual happens. You sign it, you put it in the lieutenant's box. Well, I came in Monday, and the lieutenant was really a nice guy. He'll come in to play later for me. Again, I just do my job, and he knows that. He goes, hey, talk for a second? Okay. So I go inside. He hands me this log from the guy on Sunday. I look at it. Oh, my gosh. He goes, what happened? He wrote in there that I took her off to the side and I lambasted her about the lines and that I was not compassionate about her family. What? And that I didn't care about her sick daughter. Oh, I hate to sound cold. I didn't tell him this, but I really don't care about her sick daughter. She's at work. Okay? I don't care what goes on the side thing, okay? Not my problem. If you have a sick child, don't come to work. Take a sick day, Don't come to work and just anyway. So he badmouthed me. What's he trying to do? He's trying to get me one extra guy out of the way so we can slowly start making that climb to make top step. That's exactly what he was doing. Because I heard about him before, kind of about some rumor that he was kind of that way, and boy, it came right for attrition, man. Here it comes, right to me. Okay, so I'm going, I understand this. So I told him what had happened. He goes, oh, I said, why don't you bring her supervisor in here? Okay, so now I got a lady supervisor. She comes in, and I've known her for a long time. She comes in, he shows her the log. She said, can I show her the log? Absolutely, show her the log. She's like, what? I said, so she goes, I'll be right back. Supervisor. She goes out. She cornered two of the ladies, took them off into the another room that were there that day. And then we're going, so she comes back in. She goes, looks at my lieutenant, you can tear that thing up. He goes, what? I said, I interviewed that your girl. Said she was yelling at your detective. He was very nice about it. He was telling the policy to her, and she blew up because her kid was sick. The other girls didn't appreciate that either. Obviously, they don't like her. It's all this inner office stuff. But still, they backed me up all the way. Didn't have to lie about anything. Okay. He goes, oh, okay. So then she leaves. I thanked her and she left. So then he looks at me and he goes, I said, I don't know what he goes. Because those logs, lieutenant's initial, they go to the captain. So my name would be going up soiled, which I didn't do anything. Okay. Okay, fine. So he goes, I'm going to tear it up. I said, oh, okay. And he goes, don't do anything rash. I said, no. I said, I want to make top step. If I didn't want to make top step, if I was the end of my career, I'd go down to where he works and just knock him out. He goes, no, don't do that. I said, well, that's my Latino coming out of me. Okay. Okay, fine. So, fast forward 3 months, okay? I know I'm not getting a long story, but I want to see what happened here. We have an unusual occurrence, which means we had to come in like ninja outfits, helmets, because there was something going on, some kind of big demonstration. So we're one of the units that respond. So we're all in this huge office, huge office. There's like 40 of us in there, waiting. We're standing by, and then if something goes bad, we're going to reform and go down and stop this thing, whatever they were doing. Okay, so we're sitting around, and I see that guy sitting over there talking to his buddies, the guy that backstabbed me. And I have a buddy of mine, we worked together in this unit, and he was one of the guys in there. And this unit I'll get back to that later. With 7 of us in there, 3 no good, 3 didn't do nothing, and 4 that worked. Okay. So the guy that worked, I'm sitting there and I go, hey, look, that's that guy. I told him the story. They told you. There's that guy that backstabbed me. He goes, what do you do? What are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go do something. He goes, well, okay, don't hit him. I said, no, I don't know. So I get up and I walk over there. There's guys all over the place. You can imagine there's 40, 45 guys hanging around, reading magazines, drinking water, just waiting for something to happen. So I see him, hey, and he looks at me, that stupid phony smile on my face. Okay, I'm really going along on this story, and I'm running out of time already. Oh gosh, I love to tell this story longer, so I'll come back on the next one. I'm really sorry, but maybe I'm rambling on. but I'll try to finish this next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.